Good morning. Thank you for joining the Title and Total Compensation Study online listening session. My name is Mary Luther, and I am the Title and Total Compensation Study Manager. I will be walking you through the presentation today. So in this session, you will have the opportunity to review the work of your colleagues who have been helping to shape your job family. Job family teams are made up of members that have been appointed by university and academic staff governance. There's human resource members and also other experts in your particular job family on the team. The members of your job family team are listed on the Project Teams page of the study website. And you can find that at go.wisc.edu/TTT-study. So today we are going to cover a number of items, one of which is the background of the compensation and title and total compensation study. HR design was really the impetus of this study, and we will talk about that. We'll also talk about where are we going, what is the goals of this particular project. Spend some time talking about what are job families and what are subfamilies. And then we'll have an opportunity for you to provide input on your particular job family and subfamilies. And then we'll spend a little time telling you what happens next, what happens with the feedback that you provide to us today. So a little bit about HR design. HR design at the University of Wisconsin-Madison was an effort, or is an effort, to create our own personnel system. This is a project that was worked on our campus from 2011 to 2015. It was a project that we had engaged the entire campus on and had many different types of employees participating in the design. Many of the recommendations of that project have been implemented over the last 2 years. One key recommendation was the Title and Total Compensation Study. And so we're excited to be in this phase of the project today. So where are we going? What is the goal of the Title and Total Compensation Study? The goal of the study is to provide a title and total compensation structure that helps employees advance effectively in their careers at UW-Madison. As a result of the study, we will have relevant and market-informed titles and pay ranges. We will also have clear guidelines for employees to make informed choices about their advancement. And lastly, we will have tools that will be provided to managers so that they can make informed decisions about pay and promotional opportunities for their employees. So where are we going? How do we get there? And how long is it going to take? The study is a 2-year study that began at the end of February of 2017, and we expect for it to be completed in March of 2019. We are currently in phase 2 of the study, and phase 2 involves building a new job titling structure that we refer to as the job framework. Previously in phase 1, we did a lot of work developing a project plan and the communication plan. We also spent time getting Mercer, our consulting partner for this study, up to speed on our organization. A key component of this phase was when Mercer came on campus and met with many groups and various individuals across campus. In those sessions, Mercer heard what is working well today in regards to title and compensation and what is not. And also, what are the hopes of individuals or groups in regards to the outcomes of this study? In phase 3 of this study, we will take the job framework built in phase 2, and we will attach market data to that and develop pay ranges. We will also update salary administration guidelines during that time in the project. Phase 4 involves reviewing benefits, work-life, and leave structures. And that is something that we are working on today and will continue to work on through the end of phase 3, which is August of 2018. The last phase is actually implementing the new structures. And we anticipate that beginning in August of 2018 and being completed in March. So today, the emphasis of today's session is to learn about job families and subfamilies. And like I said previously, for you to provide feedback on your job family and the subfamilies attached to it. So I've been talking a lot about job families, so I think it's important to say, what are job families? Job families are grouping of jobs that involve similar types of work and require similar training, skills, knowledge, and expertise. And a subfamily is a subset of a job family that describes a more specialized function and a more specialized set of jobs within that job family. It's important to note that most job family, well, all job families and most subfamilies will include managerial jobs as well as non-managerial jobs. So the analogy I like to provide is that of a library. So if you were going into a library and you were looking for home improvement materials or a book, and the library did not have any organization like they have today. You know, today they have arts and culture and travel and home improvement and self-improvement, all nicely marked for you. But if that wasn't the case, and you were to walk into the library looking for home improvement materials, you would have a hard time finding them if books were just on a shelf without any organization. Well, the same thing is true for our jobs. We group jobs into job families and sub-job families so that employees can easily see, well, what jobs might require the same type of skills? What jobs are similar in their purpose? And so I might want to consider those for my next career step. Also for the organization, it helps us understand the work that's being done on our campus and what kind of steps we would take to advance the employees within those job families. Many individuals have expressed concern regarding the idea of fitting just into one job family or potentially fitting into one subfamily. And this is a very reasonable concern, as many jobs do perform work in multiple job families and multiple subfamilies. An example of this is thinking about a first grade teacher. If you think about a first grade teacher, they spend a large amount of time teaching reading, writing, and other basic curriculum. They also spend significant time planning parties and events. In addition, they provide outreach to parents and to other groups in the community. The question is, at the end of the day, what is the primary role of a first grade teacher? I would argue that the primary role is teaching. And in our situation, that would mean that that job would fall into the teaching and instructional design job family. Now, while it's very true that a first grade teacher is performing duties that are in other job families, the question is, what is the primary job family for that position? So some of the questions you can ask yourself in order to determine what is your primary job family and subfamily are, why does my job exist? What are the most important duties that I perform? What duties take up most of my time? What are the skill sets required? Here's an example of our current job family structure. So you will see some of our job families have changed titles given the hard work of the job family teams and all of the research they have done. Some have not. We have the financial job family here as an example. So the broad financial category is the job family, and then subfamilies within that are financial operations and accounting, financial reporting, planning and analysis, and procurement. So now's the fun part. How do we get your input, and how do we make sure that we are building a job family structure that has input and relevance to all of our employees? Our main way of doing that is by employee forums and listening sessions. Previously, in September and October, 1,200 employees attended 5 in-person and 1 online forums. We are potentially going to have over 2,300 employees providing input via listening sessions in the month of November. And thank you for being part of that. In addition to our listening sessions and forums, we also make sure that our campus is actively involved in the project by having ongoing teams that provide direction and insight into the project. Those are the collaboration and outreach team, the working team, and the project leadership team. And of course, the 20 job family teams that have been working very hard on this project since the end of September. Today is really your opportunity to provide input into your job family and subfamilies. So how you go about providing that feedback is on part 2 of the listening session. You will, first of all, receive PowerPoints where you can view some of the specific information about your job family that was presented at the in-person sessions. These PowerPoints include direct feedback from the forums that influenced the new job family definition for your job family. There's also a slide that shows changes to the job family definition. And the last slide is one that will show you what were the original subfamilies for my job family and what are the new ones that came about as a result of the hard work of the job family team. After reviewing those PowerPoints, you'll be asked to provide feedback on your job family definition. An example is shown up on the screen of financial and what that definition is and what the form looks like where you would provide information. After providing information and feedback on the job family, you will choose your primary subfamily, and a definition of that primary subfamily will be available where you can provide feedback on that. You will also be able to provide feedback on the subfamilies that you did not identify as your primary because they probably do involve some of the work that you may perform. The last question that we ask for your feedback on is whether or not you have any other feedback regarding the job framework. It's really helpful to us as we navigate the job family study and know what it is that you want to provide us with information on. If you want to receive a copy of your feedback so you can remember what is that feedback you provided, then please provide your email address before you submit your feedback. You may have questions that we did not answer today because today's session was primarily focused on job families and subfamilies. I suggest that you go to our website. In particular, there's a section called Frequently Asked Questions, where we've tried to answer some of the main questions that we have received to date. You may also email us and provide particular questions that you would like us to respond to you on. I think a really good way to get feedback on the study is to talk to your local HR representative. Local HR representatives have been involved in the design of this study, and they will be a great resource to you as you navigate the next phases of this project. So what's next? After you provide your feedback and input, where does it go? Well, first of all, it will go directly to the job family team of which you identified as your primary job family. They will look at all the information that they gather from the in-person as well as the online sessions, and they will make appropriate changes to the job family definition and subfamily definitions. Once they have completed their work, it will be reviewed by the Title and Total Compensation Study team. And then once that team has completed their work, it will go to the overall study planning team, which includes individuals from the UW system as well as UW-Madison. At that point, we will come up with a job framework that includes job families and subfamilies. And that will also be socialized with management, with governance, and with HR reps in general before we come up with a final product for our campus. I want to sincerely thank you for taking your time today to participate in this listening session. Your input is extremely valuable, and I have been very impressed with the passion and interest that has been shown by employees on this campus. Thanks again very much. Have a good day.